Tear the flesh off my back, my bones crumble with pressure. Infect my brain with a relapse, temptation, a pleasure. Crack open my mind to read my thoughts. If I fall out of line, then my time will be lost. Scribble my life in words, spelling out my story. A soul disturbed, but a heart made for glory. And poetry means to me, it's personal expression manipulated through words with a rhythmic flow, painting a vivid picture inside your mind, where you can take it however you want to take it. Poetry is just a way for me to express my pain, the stuff that I've been through, stories of friends, things that I've seen and witnessed. I mean, I'm not just a poet, I'm a storyteller. I want my writing to inspire other people to write. Because there's nothing better. Writing to me, it's freedom. There's no boundaries when I write. Alright, describing the words and how I use them. When I sit down and write, I imagine, like I picture a whole visual as I write. And I describe everything that I write about, black and white, cut and dry. Like I don't try to use any subliminal messages. I want you, the reader, whether you're 14 or 54, to be able to understand the words that I'm saying. I want you to feel the emotion inside the piece, and I don't want to overcomplicate it by, you know, reading through the dictionary and using, you know, words that rhyme right out of the book that people don't understand. The people I'm trying to reach with my words is anybody still in the struggle. Whether you're an addict, recovering addict, whether your son is an addict, whether your brother, your sister, your friend. I mean, the majority of my poetry is addiction based. I'm a former heroin addict. I've been clean now for over 6 years, and I'm trying to give a voice for those that don't have one. And I want people to see that it can happen. Because when you're struggling out there, when you're sitting with a needle in your arm or a pipe in your mouth, you think there's no escape. And the only escape is that rock that you hit, or that needle that you feel, or that vein that you hit. Whether they're sitting in a detox or whether they're buried in a box. I speak out for those still in the grave. That, you know, I hope their death can be a lesson to somebody else. I want that kid who's 14 years old at a party about to do a drug, you know, to hear the message that I gave and decide not to do it. And I write about past experiences, and I demonize the drugs that I do. And a positive influence to the kids is the fact that, you know, if they start reading some of my poetry, they're not going to want to go down the same road that I went down. Because I feel like a lot of kids nowadays are weak-minded and they just give in to peer pressure. Once you start doing drugs, you really only have two options. Nobody ever becomes successful from it. You either end up dead or in jail. I mean, I was homeless. I had nothing. I had no friends and no family. Talk about rock bottom. I looked in the mirror. I couldn't even tell you who was looking back. I was a loser. I was a junkie. I was what every mother doesn't want their child to become. People tried to kill me. I've been stabbed. You know, I'm a felon. There's things I'll never be able to get to do. Drug use, there's no glory in being a drug addict. Or when you have suicidal thoughts or anything. I mean, it's an ugly lifestyle. When you're depressed or when you're a drug addict, you know, you physically hurt all the time. You're ashamed. And with the videos, I try to portray that as the best way that I can. But one thing I do want to say about the videos is the first video that we shot, Don't Bring Me Back to That. God rest his soul, my boy Mike Sparks. He played a overdose victim in that video. And 7 days later, he ended up overdosing. And I mean, that's the reality of my poetry. I want my words to live forever, basically. When I'm dead and the dust from my bones blows away, I want there to be something still here. Imagine taking beatings as a little kid, too small to fight back. Hated the place where you live, never could get on the right path. Imagine being secluded from school, barely someone to call a friend. Acting out in class like it was cool, maybe somebody would notice me then. Imagine every day wanting to run away, sprinting from this thing called life. Depression can hurt in the worst way, falling asleep just to dream about paradise. Imagine watching your home split in half, trying to hide it from your little sister. Ma's attitude changed after that, I was growing the heart of a sinner. Imagine being thrown out the house when you just turned 16, forced to figure out how to survive by any means. Imagine every day stealing Hot Pockets just to eat, sleeping on dirty sofas, wearing the same clothes for weeks, and that's before the drugs took over. Imagine seeing your friends end up dead, kneeling beside so many caskets, sniffing Oxycontin to the head with cash and prescription packs stashed in my mattress. Imagine white powder stained to your living room table, next to a strainer used to shave down pills, pictures of people that transformed into angels, framed sitting on my windowsill. Imagine holding death in your arms. A frozen, cold, soulless body. Lifeless eyes staring at you and your boys' moms. Now suicidal thoughts continue to haunt me. Imagine the OC task force kicking your door, guns raised, pointed at your face, tossing everything on the floor, searching for contraband that's hidden in the safe. Imagine getting stabbed in the shoulder with a hunting knife by some fat guy that sold coke. Then he takes a swipe across your windpipes. It was so close it almost split open my throat. Imagine spiraling out of control while handling murderous weapons. The devil had stolen my soul as more of my friends made their way to heaven. Imagine mass armed robberies to supply a screaming drug habit. Overdosing is always a possibility when a needle makes love to an addict. Imagine losing your name. Cross it outright junkie. Injection spots cover your veins. Doing whatever it takes to make some money. Imagine hitting rock bottom, dope sick while everyone around you gets high. Nodding off in South Boston, shooting up to commit suicide. Imagine wearing every article of clothing you own, scheming on a way to make a fast buck. Sobriety was fear of the unknown, but I wasn't trying to press my luck. Imagine sitting in jail expecting to be a father, then have a paternity test reveal that ends up being one of your partners. Imagine turning out worse than before when you're released to the streets. Too strung out to stick up stores, but I still had to feed my disease. Imagine syringes and crack pipes, cocaine mixed with dope to speedball. Can you imagine what that's like? I don't want to describe what happened with my downfall. Imagine the ghosts in my rear view, staring back in every reflection. Imagine trying on my pair of shoes and living with my depression. Imagine the cage in my personal prison, locked behind bar with no key. Imagine getting clean from addiction. Imagine you could survive if you traded lives with me. It's Matt Ganem the Poet. You can follow me on Twitter, Matt Ganem _poet. Go like my Facebook page, Matt Ganem the Poet, not original, even though I'm a writer. What are you gonna do? I got a book called The Shadow of an Addict. It'll be out. $15 a copy. Yeah, I mean, just hit me up if you, if you like the poem that I said. You can check out my YouTube videos. I got a SoundCloud account. Obviously, I'm not prepared and I don't know the name, but look up Matt Ganem, that'll pop up. I'm on my man Alias's upcoming album. I did a song with Strobe and Essex, my boy Neezy. I'm on my man Sean Darlin's album. I got another video coming out where I'm featured on a track with John McClane Talks. Shadow of an Addict, you better go cop 10 copies of them, pass them all out, then cop another 10. And keep doing that until they all get sold. And then I gotta buy more than so on and so forth. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And yeah, Matt Ganem the Poet. Poetry in motion. This is the art of poetry. Even though I'm not the best at describing it, I write a lot of it.